Thanks to the supporters of channeled member Harold Rotmo. As I'm sure you're all well aware by now, my record in the playoffs in Football Manager over the last few versions of the game hasn't been great. In fact, dating back to FM21 now, across saves both here on YouTube and over on Twitch, I've lost 18 consecutive playoffs. Today, we try and turn things around in number 19. At least we're going into it in terrible form with a team that's not good enough. It'll be fine. Hello and welcome to part 26 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the playoffs. I can't even keep it straight, but why are we having to do this? The one bright spot is, you know, we got promoted last year and now we're in the playoffs. There might be teams starting to have a little look at me thinking I might be worth a gamble for a Football League club. I genuinely have no expectation that we're going to make it out of these playoffs and do anything of any kind of note. I think we probably lose first up against Barrow today. They've beaten us twice this season already. They beat Woking on the last day, or drew with Woking on the last day, to keep Woking out of the playoffs. And we've got to do it without arguably our two best players in Flynn Clark, our creative force with 18 goal contributions this season, and Francis Okoronkwo, our top scorer, 26 goals, 32 goal contributions this season. In fact, if you add up the 50 goal contributions we're missing from Flynn Clark and Francis Okoronkwo and compare it to the entirety of the squad that we've got available, including the substitutes for today, it doesn't match up. We're missing more than half of our goals with those two boys being unavailable. If we can make it past Barrow, there's a chance they'll be back for the semi-final. I don't think there's much chance of us making it past Barrow, though. This is our team. We've got Marshall in goal, a back four of Stewart, Donnelly, Leeson and McKnight, Evans at the base of the midfield, Cisse and Hinchy behind Roberts, and then Nichols and Sewell up front. If we manage to pull this off, it will be the greatest underdog story since Tor won the Champions League on FM22. If you haven't watched that series yet, goodness me, should you go and watch it? Yeah, we had a lovely old time with that one. But it was the most ridiculous underdog upset you will ever see when we won the Champions League towards the, or at the end of that series. But this would be bigger, I think. I think we're not ready. We are absolutely not ready for the Football League. But all we need is a couple of these players to step up and decide that they're ready. I mean, Jamie Sewell, he is attracting interest from Football League clubs. When we signed him, my coaches told me he'd one day be a championship player. We take everything my coaches say with a pinch of salt because they're not very bright. However, you know, he's probably going to be good enough to play in League Two at some point, maybe not next year. He's not exactly scored a load of goals for us this year, but he did the year before in the league below. And, you know, we can dream. All you need is a moment. You just need a moment to go our way. And all of a sudden we're in the semi-final. We're getting our goal scorers back. And it's starting to look a little bit more doable. Tom Nichols turning slower than I would just before the halfway line. Remember, one goal this season for Tom Nichols. If anyone is set up to be the hero of the entire save, it's Tom Nichols, because I am picking on him. But to be fair, he deserves it. And we have conceded our first goal of the afternoon after 9 minutes. Is that some guy stood in the... There's someone stood in that office window watching this match. I know we've conceded a goal and we should be more concerned with that. But behind that goal, there is a guy in a yellow shirt stood at the window watching the match. Look, he's there. Look. He just stood there watching. He's not paid to get in, has he? Well, what I am surprised about, it's a capacity 5,500 attendance for Barrow. Why has he not brought a mate? He works in that office, knows he can watch the entire match, unobstructed view. He's not brought anyone with him. He just brought bowling pins by the look of it. Is that a bowling alley? Is he always there? I know there's not many football stadiums available in Football Manager. They do tend to reuse some of the assets occasionally. Sorry to break the illusion. Is he always there, or has he just turned up for the playoffs? I've never noticed him before. It's the ghost of Barrow hovering around in that corner, wearing his yellow shirt, Why has he got a yellow shirt on? Is he in there doing some building work? Is it high vis? I'm more interested in him and his story than I am in these playoffs that we've got no chance of winning. And there are the rest of our goals gone. Well then, absolutely fantastic. To clarify, we have a striker who scored 1 goal this season. Don't worry, he got 4 last year. And he is going to be partnered by a man who has 0 goals at this level in his entire career. Oh, it was bad before. The game obviously knows we're not ready to make the step up and is going to try and make sure it doesn't happen. I ask you, if that is the case, Football Manager gods, if you knew we weren't destined to win this and you're doing everything you can to make sure we don't by taking all of our goals away from us, why, oh why did you not just let us finish 8th in the league? Why did you give us those 6 consecutive wins back when Okoronkwo and Clark were both fit? We had a front 3 of Clark, Okoronkwo and Sewell, and now all of them are unavailable. And we don't have any kind of adequate backups. Not only that, even the players we've already got arranged to bring in next season, we haven't found a striker yet. We are just in general struggling for goals. And specifically today, there are no goals left in this team. If we score a goal here, it's going to be from a set piece, I imagine. Unless Onyeka is about to re-establish himself as a hero. Remember, one of our top scorers back in the first season, down in the National League North, and he's in! And he almost messed it up, but he has scored. What is their goalkeeper doing? And Tyrese Onyeka, you do a jig, young man. You deserve it. Jig away. Oh, my word. This is ridiculous. He ran so slowly, but their keeper was just not alert to it, and then he hit it so timidly and the keeper just fell over and it trickles over the line and it's 1-1. Our strike partnership in today's match has doubled its season's tally for goals. That is called getting up for the playoffs, boys and girls. Anything can happen now. The guy in the yellow shirt, he believes, I believe. We're off to Wembley. Do you go to Wembley? I think we're going to Wembley. Cross from the corner and Marshall collects. Now we need a big lump from Marshall, but we don't get it. We just need to aim a big lump to the big lump that we've got up front. We're aiming it on Onyeka and just hit him with the ball and hope it bounces off him at an awkward enough angle that the goalkeeper at the other end can't deal with it. Having him stood just there is not really part of the plan. But it is Barrow who are banging on the door, and they don't understand how we've made our way back into this game. I don't understand it either. And Barrow are in, but Donnelly is there to intercept and just puts it on a plate for, I mean, this guy's got a long name, hasn't he? I mean, we equalised with a comedy goal. They've scored again with a comedy goal. Non-league, ladies and gentlemen. Non-league. How does Leeson miss the header? Why does Donnelly tee it up? Why does Marshall not make the save? So many questions. We're going to go attacking. I don't think Lightning's going to strike twice. I think we had our moment of excitement with Onyeka's goal. And I don't anticipate there's going to be any more excitement for us from here. But you never know. I mean, we've got Jack Payne on the bench. I guess we bring him on for Hinchy. We throw him at them and hope that he's got something, maybe. Stewart's having a pretty poor game, so we can bring on Morris for him. We're going to demand more. And we're just going to hope that something happens. I don't feel any confidence at all in that front 3. But stranger things have happened in Football Manager. Onyeka, I think, is offside here, but nobody's flagged for it. So we're going to keep the move going. Cisse crosses in. Jack Payne can't get onto the header, but Cisse plays it back across to Roberts. And it ends up back with Evans and now Morris. Is there a goal here for us? A really unlikely equaliser. Nichols. I mean, if it goes near him, there's not going to be an equaliser. That's for sure. He's under contract next year as well, in case you were worried that you've seen the last of Tom Nichols. You haven't. We've got him here all next year. Oh, he's going to be doing panto at the Key Theatre in Peterborough. We're not going to let him anywhere near the football team. Don't you worry. And Marshall, I think, has made the save there. Well, I mean, come on, boys. Get it forward. Have we got one last piece of nonsense? We need Marshall to catch this and kick it a long way. It's what he's so good at. But it's Donnelly who's going to try and kick it a long way. And Nichols does actually win a header. And Roberts, of course, the full-time player. He's full of energy. Nichols is there. Can he play it across to Onyeka? He can, but Onyeka couldn't get onto the end of it. I'm blaming Nichols. It was a poor pass. I mean, they'll both be gone next year. But it is a corner. We've got the big boys forward. Leeson, who missed a header to lead to the goal being conceded, has missed another header that could have led to us getting back into the game. But Cisse, Onyeka! Onyeka scored again! Oh, my word. 80 minutes on the clock, and Tyrese Onyeka has his second goal of the match, and I don't understand what's going on. I've never gone into a playoff believing as little as I do in this one, and there are men making heroes of themselves. It's defensive chaos again. The ball bobbles off the back of a Barrow defender for Onyeka, who just nods it over the top of the keeper. He's on a hat-trick. We're heading towards extra time. And if I'm Barrow, I'm fuming. And that might just be enough to throw them off their game. It's anyone's now. Can we make another substitution? We're in extra time. Can we do another sub? We can do another sub. Who have we got? We've got Harvey Griffiths, who's not played forever. But we have got Reece Bennett, who is a threat from set pieces. So let's get Reece Bennett on. Leeson, who we've seen be nonsense in the air today, can come off. And you never know. Bennett might have a winner in him. He's scored a couple of goals from corners this season. We just need to get the ball forward and maybe get a corner. We're still attacking. We're just going for it at this point. We're just rolling the dice and seeing if the universe wants to play along. Why was Tom Nichols at left back? I mean, no, I was right the first time. Why is Tom Nichols at left back? He's not on the team list at left back. So why is Tom Nichols at left back? Well, okay then. Looks like the dream is over. Why was Tom Nichols at left back? I don't understand. Oh my word. I know he's a pressing forward, but I mean, I don't have my coaching badges in real life, believe it or not, boys and girls. I don't think being a pressing forward entails chasing back into the left back position and then stopping the ball while stepping away from it to let the guy have a shot. Onyeka, though, is on a hat-trick. Has he got a third goal in him? He hasn't, but we have won a corner, and we've got Bennett. Now, we've got Bennett, we've got Onyeka, we've got players who can get on the end of this. Jack Payne is going to whip this into that near post where it's the far post. In fact, there is Bennett, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. That would have been an inspired substitution if Reece Bennett comes on and grabs the goal to send us into a penalty shootout. I tell you what, we've put up much more of a fight and shown much more spirit than I thought we had in us in this match. It's been obvious from the start that we weren't actually good enough to compete, and ultimately we haven't been. We've been knocked out. It's 19 defeats in the playoffs in a row, which isn't nice, but I'm actually quite proud of the performance we've put in there. We've done all right. We went into it with very little in the way of attackers and lost the only one we had in the first half. We still pushed them to extra time. Onyeka just having one last fun moment before he moves on, because, I mean, we're not keeping him around. He did do all right there. And we're in the National League again next year, which is fine because we couldn't afford to get promoted anyway. I wonder if any big clubs were watching me. I'm not actually looking for a job. People have said in the comments, do I look for jobs in non-league to legend, or do I wait to be approached? I look for them when I'm ready to look for them. At the moment, I'm not ready to look. I'm happy at Peterborough Sports. I don't feel the need to move on. Of course, this is with a very big proviso that they do give me another contract, because I am out of contract at the end of the month, so I might be getting the boot. I haven't been given a new contract yet, but I'd like to think after the performance we've just put in, there is a new contract in the offing for me. If there's not, jobs-wise, there's not really much around for us. We certainly wouldn't want to move to another job at this level unless they gave a massive powers. I mean, Boston, we don't have to move very far, but they have just been relegated, so no longer interested in that. Scunthorpe, I mean, it's a fallen giant with an asterisk, but, you know, they've been in the Championship in the last 20 years. So it's a club with potential to move back up the leagues. They'd probably give me money. So Scunthorpe, maybe. We're probably better than them at the moment. There's no League Two jobs available. Swansea, Barnsley, Wigan, none of them are giving me a job. So at the moment, there's nothing obvious. I'm not looking anyway, I don't think. I'm not looking. We're going to see what support I get from the board this summer. A, we need a contract. B, we need the debts clearing. C, we need training facilities. D, we need to be backed in the transfer market. There is big expectation from the board this summer. I am a manager on the rise. I am a manager in demand. I am a manager that no one else is interested in currently. But you know what? In 3 seasons as a manager, we've done the playoffs twice and then won the league. We've never finished below 7th place. We've got promoted as the only part-time team in the National League, finished 7th, got into the playoffs, held our own. As a Football League club watching, if there's a League 2 club watching that are thinking of changing a manager, you could do a lot worse than this guy. This guy right here. You know where to find me. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.